speech pattern, the way you talk. That's all right, blow away.
Oh, God. I hate blowing my nose.
You're lucky you have a nose to blow.
It's true. I know you're gonna go. Just know it. I've been thinking a lot about what you said, and I understand that she gives you something else, something you need, I guess is what you said. But look, I just wanted to apologize for yesterday.
Still sounds like a monologue.
Really?
Just look at me. Don't go, I know, blah, 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 blah. How can you talk like blah, 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 blah?
I don't know.
Just look at me. Just look at me. Say the first line.
I know you're gonna go.
Say it in your own words.
I know you're leaving.
Say the line.
I know you're gonna go.
Next line.
I just know it. I've been thinking a lot about what you said.
Good. So that's how I want it. I want your attention on me, not on the words. Keep going.
Thinking a lot about what you said, and I believe that you love me too. And I understand that she gives you something else. Something you need, I guess is what you said. I want to apologize for yesterday. I was so confused, you know? I didn't know what to do with myself. I mean, 2 years. What does a person do? Do I have a nervous breakdown? Do I start a new career? Do I go and have an affair with O.J. Simpson? I mean, what do I do? I felt so ugly, Frank. And I don't mean just looks, I mean ugly. But then you held me and touched the back of my neck and you kissed me and you said all the things you said. I felt a lot better. So I did our laundry like I always do on Sundays. And in the middle of folding our bedspread, I noticed your jockstrap drowning in the wash cycle. It was twisting and turning, being mangled and manipulated into all sorts of painful positions. It looked as if it were crying out for help. Poor little thing. Then the funniest thing, I imagined you were still in it. Jockstrap, I mean. It looked as if it were crying out for help. Poor little thing. And the funniest thing, oh, I got hysterical. I mean, I couldn't stop laughing. People started staring at me. A woman came up to me and told me I should be careful not to inhale too much of the fabric softener. Then suddenly I heard your voice. So I ran to the machine, I lifted the lid, and I could hear you in there, choking on the Clorox too and the lemon fab, but I couldn't make out what you were saying. So I yelled, Frank, what is it? What are you saying? But then the manager of the laundromat yelled back, I'm gonna call the police if you don't stop screaming at your wash lady. It really made me think, Frank. It made me think that maybe I'm not handling this too well. I can't drop 2 years of being lovers and go back to being friends. We were never friends, Frank. We slept on the first date, remember? And I know you wanted to leave on good terms, like telling me you still love me and all. But it would be easier for me if we could break up as enemies, because I'd just rather hate you openly than be so adult about it, don't you think? I mean, why be adult about it? So we can meet for lunch and laugh about all this? So you can tell me about your lovers and I can tell you about mine. So we can sleep together for old time's sake. I don't want to be your friend, Frank. I love you. But I never said I liked you. And if being adult means throwing me away for that slut rag you met on the train platform, then the most adult thing I could do for you would be to rip your fucking head off, Frank. Oh yes, that feels much better.
I don't think you need that last line.
I don't like that last line.
You don't need it. Rip your fucking head off. Okay, that's stronger.
Okay.
That was much better. It's better because you really seem to be talking to me. That's what's important, our relationship, not the relationship with the words. So therefore, when you practice at home, practice with somebody, then see if you can imagine them. With somebody, then see if you can imagine them. Does that make sense? So that I really believe there's somebody there, because the problem is, the only time you have to do a monologue to an invisible person is when you're doing theater for an audition, or you're auditioning for an agent who's afraid to be looked at. You follow what I'm saying? Other than that, when you're doing film or TV, you're never going to be acting to someone who's not there.
You're always going to be talking to somebody.
Yes, which is much easier. But if they want this artificial exercise, that's fine, but you practice without. Also, when you practice with somebody, let them talk back to you while you're doing the piece, so you really feel like somebody's there. So when they're not there, you can hear them in your imagination. That was much better. Could you feel the difference or no?
Yeah.
It's you really connecting with the other person. Isn't that what you want to do in the piece?
Does my voice sound connected to
Your voice sounds connected.
It does. Okay.
Yes. Okay? Very good. It's a perfect piece for you.
Okay.
You picked that piece?
So. No, my acting teacher did.
She did a good job.
Yeah.
It's a very good piece for you.
Thanks.
Okay. Next.
Well, okay.
Which one did you work on the most?
This one. How long were you guys dating before you got married?
3 weeks.
No, come on. Yeah.
2 or 3 years.
Really? Were you engaged in that 2 years?
We were engaged for a year, and I guess we went out 2 years before we were engaged. So we were together for 3 years before we got married.
1 year engagement, that's what I want. I had a bad experience.
You married?
No, I was with someone for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I was very, I was pushing us getting married. He wanted to marry me. We broke up once because he cheated on me after 2 years, and then after 3 months.
How did you find out he cheated on you?
I saw him walking up the street with her holding this other girl's hand. I lived up the street from him at the time.
And he didn't think you might run into him?
Well, it's his fault. He should have hit it.
No, but I'm saying, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No,
I'm
it was
saying,
just like
did he think you might have run into
He
him?
didn't. He's stupid. He didn't know, and he just like he didn't even like the girl. He just like slept with her one night. She spent the night at his house. And
What did he say when you saw him?
I was in my car, and he's walking up the street. And I rolled down my window, and I was like, and he's like, and I'm like, and then we had this huge yell fest on the phone that night because he was because we were not. He wasn't communicating with me. He was like evading me for like a week. And I was expecting him to come over and talk to me.
And your work has been satisfactory up until this point?
Yes. My job performance was never in question. He was totally upfront about that.
What were his reasons for firing you?
Basically, he said he was falling in love with me.
And that's why he fired you?
Yes. He said his feelings for me were jeopardizing his marriage, and that out of respect for his family, he said he couldn't let me work for him anymore.
But you found other employment after leaving Judge Sawyer, didn't you?
Yes. Yes, I got hired at a law firm, and yes, I make a nice living, but clerking for the federal court judge is much different than being a first-year lawyer.
How so?
Well, being a circuit court clerkship is very prestigious. I had a shot at going on to the Supreme Court.
To clerk at the Supreme, not going on to the Supreme Court. There's a very difference between a clerk at a Supreme Court and being a Supreme Court judge.
Oh, I know. Okay. Come on, I know that.
I know you know that, but that's not what you just said. That you may know it, but you just said going on to the Supreme Court.
I didn't even hear myself.
That's a little extreme.
I didn't hear myself, I know. A circuit court clerkship is very prestigious. I had a chance at going on to clerk for the Supreme Court. When I got fired, I...
Don't start acting. I'm right here. Talk to me. I'm a person.
A circuit court clerkship is very prestigious. I could have went on to clerk for the Supreme Court. When I got fired, I lost that opportunity. It basically reduced me from blue chip status to being just another law school graduate.
And you think this will continue to affect your career?
Of course it will. He was a federal judge. I was his clerk. This was a feather that would have helped me the rest of my professional career. Instead, I've spent the last 2 years apologizing and explaining as to why I lost this prize job. And what about the people out there who I didn't get a chance to explain it to? To the world out there, I just got fired. To the world out there, I had something good and I blew it. Well, I didn't blow it. He blew it for me.
Did Judge Sawyer ever make any sexual advances towards you?
No, he didn't.
Mm. Did he ever manifest his romantic interest or sexually harass you in any way?
No. I didn't even know about this romantic interest until the day he fired me.
And when you left his employee 6 weeks later, the two of you were on friendly terms, were you not?
Yes.
In fact, it was Judge Sawyer who helped you get the new job at the law firm, wasn't it?
Yes, he helped me.
So, you leave his employee with no animosity whatsoever. Then 2 years later, when suddenly you're not satisfied with the progress of your career, you decide to sue him for the blame.
The more I thought about it, the more I was convinced he was wrong.
Oh, I see. So, whenever something doesn't work out for you, my client's going to be the bad guy.
I'm not saying your client's a bad guy, Miss Karras. He never was. I never did. I'm just saying that he fired me because of his failure, and that's wrong.
Motion to strike overruled.
I earned that clerkship. I finished at the top of my class and I beat my brains out writing law review, and I earned the right to clerk for a circuit court judge and be one of the elite law school graduates in this country. And I lost it. I lost it all because his heart skipped a little beat.
Move to strike.
That's not fair, damn it. He may be a hell of a nice guy, but this isn't right.
Good, let's take it again. If you're going to hold the material, hold it. Otherwise, if I have to see you go look for it,
Sorry,
it takes you out of the scene.
I know.
You understand?
Yes, I
Get your hand fixed.
Okay.
All right?
No excuses.
Your work has been satisfactory up until this point.
Yes. My job performance was never in question. He was totally upfront about it.
What were his reasons for firing you?
Basically, he said he was falling in love with me.
And that's why he fired you?
Yes. He said his feelings for me were jeopardizing his marriage. And that out of respect for his family, he could only work for
Of a real man, you want to cuddle with some eunuch who isn't a threat to you. I understand all this now.
There's no need to call him a eunuch. A eunuch has no testicles.
I got balls, baby.
Oh, I'm so pleased for you.
You're afraid of men.
I am not afraid of
You're
men.
a fag hag. I gotta write that down.
Look, I admit I find this man's supposed bisexuality confusing, and I don't quite believe it. But what are my options? A 2-minute roll in the hay with you, where you make no distinction between sexual intercourse and push-ups, and then a happy evening of admiring your underarm hair and your belt buckles, and what are you writing?
I'd like to give this patient electroshock treatment. I'd like to put this patient in a clothes dryer until her hair falls out. I'd like to tie her to a radiator.
I think this is my last session.
No, you're taking me seriously. I'm testing you. It's a test. I just was putting you on.
For what purpose?
I can't tell you. It would interfere with your therapy.
You call this therapy?
We're reaching the richest part of our therapy, and already I see results, but I think you're entering a very uncharted part of your life right now. And so you must stay with your therapy. You're going out with homosexuals. God knows what you're going to do next. Now, I'm very serious. I'm holding out the lifeline. Don't turn away.
Well, I'll think about it anyway. Oh.
Hello again.
Hello.
Odd coincidence.
Yes.
Are you answering that again?
Well, yes I am.
Me too. I mean, I put one in again.
Yes, well, I think I'll wait over there. Have you ever been to Bali?
Are you serious? Why do you ask me that?
I love Bali. I want to go there.
You've been there?
No. But I mean, I've seen it on TV and everything. And
You saw the,
on E.
I saw that also.
Didn't it look cool?
It looked alright. It looked, I guess those people, that woman, that actress, Jennifer Tilly,
She's a freak.
looks so unappealing that my association with Bali is negative now because of her.
Yeah, she's
She's disgusting.
She's just
There's
like
nothing appealing about
such
her.
an airhead, isn't she?
She's not appealing.
Mm-mm.
She's famous because her sister was an established actress,
It
Meg
makes
Tilly.
me mad. It makes
I
me...
thought that was an interesting documentary, but I don't think I'd go there.
Really?
It's too far.
It's very far.
It's not, doesn't interest me.
I just like the Hindu
Have you been to
religion.
Costa Rica?
No, I haven't. Where's Costa Rica?
in Central America.
Yeah.
Motion to strike